you a hardworking business owner striving for success online? There is help. Welcome to the School of Internet Marketing podcast, featuring candid conversations and inspiring stories of online success. Now here's your host.
This is James Martell, founder of the School of Internet Marketing, and today I'm your host, and I'll be talking with Don Campbell from Expand to Web about the importance of taking control of your web presence. Just a reminder to our listeners before we get Don on the line that if you have questions for Don or any of our guests during the show or at any time, you can send your questions on Twitter using our hashtag #GoGreatMinds. Don Campbell is the president of Expand to Web, which provides tools and training to help businesses succeed online. Prior to founding Expand to Web in January 2008, Don was a technology evangelist for Microsoft, where he helped partners adopt new technologies and present it to C-level executives at Fortune 500 companies. Don is also an instructor here at the School of Internet Marketing. He's very hands-on, working with his team of consultants and business owners directly, and knows exactly what's working with online marketing today. Now, while we get Don connected from his location in San Jose in the heart of Silicon Valley, let's get in the mood for a great little conversation, considering he's in California, and I know many of us are in cold, wet areas or maybe a little bit of snow. Let's get in the mood while we get Don on the line. Now, Don, just a little bit of California music there, a little bit of surfing music. I know you live in a warm, wonderful place, and many of us are trapped in our cold little cities somewhere not in California. How are you doing down in California today?
Oh, doing great, James. Doing great. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a cold spell here, but the nice thing is if you have a day or two of rain, then it doesn't last very long and it gets nice again, and I like that a lot. So
I bet you do. Now, I played a little bit of California surfing music because you returned and had a great trip with your daughters on a little surf camp, from what I understand.
Yeah, we did. We took a week-long surf camp together, and just all three of us learning to surf, and it was really, really fun. We had a great time.
Oh, it's I know many of us we start businesses, we are entrepreneurial minded, but typically the end goal here is the trips and the travel or different things of that we can do as a result of developing successful businesses. And I do know business owners these days are looking for ways to expand their market and just basically bring new customers through the door, increase revenues. And I do know the internet has done that for a lot of your clients and with a lot of your assistants and with your WordPress theme. So what I thought it would be a good topic for today was to talk about taking control of your web presence, because in conversations with you and in my own personal experience, there's a lot of business owners out there, isn't there, that really don't have control of their website.
Yeah, that's right. It's true, and I think, like you alluded to, it's really bigger than the website. It's thinking about, what is your footprint online? Where are all the places that you can show up? And if you don't take be proactive about that, then things can happen. People can leave you reviews, or these directories will scoop up your business information once you register your business, and you just don't know how your business is being represented out there. And so that's why it's important to think about that. And there's a few things you can do that aren't very hard to make sure you're represented out there on the web.
You make a great point there that these directories are actually gathering up your information anyways, and also there's a lot of review type style websites out there now as well where people can leave reviews. So it's really true, isn't it? Even if a business doesn't have a website and hasn't really paid attention to developing a web presence, they probably already have one, don't they?
Yeah. In fact, there was an optometrist that we worked with about a year and a half ago. It was kind of interesting because he didn't have a website, and um, the the only thing that he had online, even if you searched for his name, like, so not if you're searching for an optometrist in San Diego or wherever the city was, it was more like even if you searched directly for his name, the only thing that came up for him was a single Yelp review, and it was a bad one, and that had been out there for 8 months. And so anybody, imagine even if he gets a referral from somebody and they say, oh, you should go see Dr. So and so, and they look him up online, the only thing out there about him is a negative review on Yelp. And that did a lot of damage to his business.
It's true that as well that many business owners that even do have websites are basically handcuffed a little bit, aren't they? They've probably hired a graphic designer in sometime in maybe the near past or the distant past. Maybe they don't really even think too much of their site anymore. And I would think probably because maybe they're a little bit frustrated with it. They had big dreams and aspirations for this website, and they put it together with a graphic designer, but that graphic designer really maintained control of the site. They maintain control of the passcodes anytime there's a change or an update needed. It's a big, long to-do just to get, a schedule updated or, a menu updated if it's a restaurant. There are solutions out there these days, and I know you're a big proponent of the WordPress content management system as one thing that you can do to take control. Could you explain what that is to listeners?
Yeah, sure. So WordPress is a free piece of software that's made by a company called Automatic, and they publish it, that anyone can download it for free and use it. And the thing I like about it was initially intended for blogging, for bloggers to use, but it actually can be used for a website. I mean, Google doesn't really distinguish, hey, is it a blog or is it a website? All Google cares about is that there's good content out there and it's updated regularly. And the nice thing about WordPress is that it's easy to update your site because it was made for blogging. It was made for someone to quickly be able to publish a blog post or a photo or a video or some kind of content out there. It turns out it's a really nice solution for a business website. Once you get it set up, updating it is like, writing a Word document. Writing a few paragraphs and updating it. It's pretty straightforward. And so, the biggest complaint I hear from small business owners is that they can't update their website. And this solves that problem.
In this day and age too, with social media being so around us, I guess we're surrounded by it. This ability for us to communicate better with our customers and our clients and our prospects through our website, WordPress, that makes that quite easy as well. Because I know even if it's somebody's come onto the site and left a comment, I know in the early days for me to go in, for somebody to leave a comment on my website, they couldn't because that functionality wasn't there. But now with WordPress, it allows people to come directly along and leave a comment, and then that business owner can easily go in and they can respond to them.
Yeah, that's right. So you can get conversations, and for some businesses that's important, right? You can have actually conversations happening on your website. The other nice thing about a WordPress site is that all your content that you publish, that you invest in putting out there, it can be syndicated. So that can show up on other, you can use it for email for your customers. You can use it for social media updates on Facebook or Twitter or Google+. And so, those all help you spread the word about what you're doing. And it can all happen automatically because WordPress has this ability to syndicate the content so easily. So those kind of tools make your life easier.
Yeah, and business owners, we all need, as a business owner, anything that I can employ to make things a little bit easier has my attention.
I'm with you.
Now, you have, actually, before we talk about your theme, because I'd like to just briefly touch on your theme, your WordPress theme. Talk about, if you could, there's basically 3 areas of WordPress. There's the WordPress software, which is the core software. Then there's what we call plugins, and then there's another functionality, another piece to it called themes. Could you explain for somebody that's not familiar with WordPress what those 3 items are?
Sure. Yeah, so the WordPress software, it comes with a default theme that's fairly basic that allows you to, get your website out there. But then what's really nice about WordPress is they've designed it in a way that you can change the look and the feel of the site independent of the content. And then you can also add new functionality to the site really easily. So WordPress themes allow you to basically, let's say you've written 10 blog posts and you decide, I really want my website to look a little different. I want different colors. I want a sidebar on the left instead of the right, or I don't want a sidebar. You can make these decisions later and apply a new theme to your website, and all your content is preserved, right? And so it's really a nice way to sort of, in the old days, you had to pay a designer, a lot of money to design this website exactly how you want it. Now with WordPress, you choose a theme. There are free themes, and then there are also premium themes. But imagine you spent, $90 on a theme, and then you have most of what you want. And then maybe you can hire someone to tweak it a little bit, or you don't even have to. But the point is, the design is just so much easier now to get what you like, and so much less expensive. And so that's what the themes do. And then the plugins for WordPress are, another benefit, because they allow you to extend the functionality of your website without having to hire a programmer or write code. So if you decided that you wanted to have social media sharing icons on every blog post, you go download a plugin, you turn it on, and boom, that functionality is enabled. All the email services like Aweber, they have WordPress plugins now that you can just grab and put your email opt-in form on your site very easily. So those two things allow you to really have a sophisticated website without spending a ton of money.
With your theme, you've also gone the extra mile to make it real simple for business owners to add content, business hours, website address, Google Maps, mobile. Could you expand on some of the functionality that you include with your theme?
Sure. Yeah, we've taken the approach of saying, let's build a WordPress theme that's designed specifically for small business, right? A lot of themes out there are designed for general purpose use or for news type sites or blogs. And we said, what if you're a business owner and you want to, you just need to get a professional looking website up quickly. So what we do is we basically walk you through a wizard where we say, okay, what's your business name and address and phone number? We encode that on all the pages of the site. I'm a contributor to the local search ranking factors report that comes out every year, and so I stay really current on the elements that need to be on a website to get it to rank really well for local searches. So we make sure to bake all that stuff in, like the micro formats and the name and address and phone number on every page. So we walk you through this process. You choose the layout. Do I want a video on the home page, or an image slider, or a picture? And then you can choose your colors, choose your fonts, and then that's it. You just have a website. The other thing that we do is we automatically turn on a mobile landing pages, so that if people come to your website from a mobile device, then they get a special version of the page that is touch enabled, so they can call you or pull up a map and directions just by touching, on a big button on the website. Mm-hmm. And then we've also integrated with Facebook so that you can manage your custom Facebook page content right from within WordPress. So we're trying to make this like an all-in-one toolkit that's easy for a small business owner to set up and manage their website and beyond, right? Their mobile and their social media too.
On the topic of mobile, I think it was you that mentioned to me a couple of weeks back when we had a conversation that we're getting pretty close to the time that mobile devices will actually equal or surpass the tool, or be the more popular than actually a laptop or a desktop.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some of the recent studies are saying that this year, when they look back at the numbers, they'll say, wow, there are more people using mobile internet devices to get online than the desktop. And so we're talking about phones and iPads and these kind of things. And some of the numbers that I've seen recently too are just the growth rate is so fast, and you see it all around you. People are using their phones and tablets, and it's once you stop and think about it, we see it in action all the time when you're walking around or going to the store, and people are using their mobile devices more and more, and they're online all the time with those things, right?
It's so true. I have the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, I think. I love it, and I thought I had the coolest phone going, and then my son comes up and he's got one of the new the new Samsung phones that's about 50% larger, and it has a pen. Have you seen that?
No,
Where you can actually take a picture of the screen of your phone. So you could be on a website, you can be anywhere within your phone, take a snapshot of it, it captures it. Then there's a pen you pull out of the bottom, you can draw on it, and then you can send it off.
Wow.
To Facebook, to Twitter, to email, to all kinds of places. It is, it's getting to the point where the phones are the computers. I think is
for
probably
sure.
where we're in some phones we're actually there already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Now,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say. Now you're an instructor at the School of Internet Marketing. You have a course entitled "How to Build Your Website in a Weekend," and I think that's probably a little bit refreshing to a business owner who may have spent hours sitting with a graphic designer, or maybe hasn't even engaged the process because they're a little bit intimidated by it. Tell us about your course and what people can expect when they dig in.
Yeah, so we've worked with just literally, thousands of small business owners over the past few years, and I think the people that I usually talk to, either they don't have a website like you said, and they're not sure where to start or how much it should cost, because the reality is you can find free websites and you can easily spend $10,000 on a website, and so it's kind of like, gosh, what should I be doing? Or we've talked to a lot of them too that they have a website, but it just hasn't really done anything for them, and so they kind of get jaded on the idea. And so we're starting to see this sort of resurgence where everyone's coming back and saying, I want to take another run at this. I want to understand it better, but this time I want to know what's going on. And so in this course, what we're doing is just showing you that it's not that hard to get a nice looking website up there now with the tools that we have out there since maybe the last time they looked at it, right? And so WordPress, that's what we're going to do. We in this course, we just take you through all the basics, everything from choosing your domain name and how to think about that, how to get a hosting provider, how to get the best deal so that you're not spending very much money, how to install and set up WordPress, which anyone can do. It's literally like a 2-button install process for this. And so you don't have to be technical or no coding or anything like that. And then we show you how to activate themes and plugins and just really how to set everything up, how to mobile enable it. And so it's really a nice way to say, okay, if I want to get a website up and I want to get one fast, you can get that thing set up pretty quickly. And that's what we do in the course. We walk you through all those pieces and get some video demos that show you exactly how to do it.
I do understand the course is 6 lessons, and each lesson is, if I recall, 30 minutes in length.
That's right, yeah.
So nice and easy to consume. I do know as well that business owners are also busy. And if they had somebody in their office that they wanted to task this setup to, do you think that's a practical way to go? If somebody has somebody that's in the office that's really kind of technically inclined, they're the one that's always on the mobile device and they can't get them off it anyways, and they're playing on the computer. Do you think they would be the good one to maybe somebody to put in front of this course?
Yeah, we see that all the time. It's so often you have somebody in the office. Sometimes they're younger people and they're jazzed about this stuff and they want to explore, and to them it's almost like a perk to be in charge of setting this stuff up and the education that they get. So I definitely, that's a great option. I've seen a lot of businesses do it that way because, like as you mentioned before, we're business owners busy, right? And they don't have time as it is to add a new thing onto their plate, but a lot of times you can find somebody who's pretty excited to dive in.
Lastly, before we wrap up, and I'll put a link to your WordPress theme in the show notes. Tell us a little bit about what somebody would expect to have to come out of pocket if they're going to build their site themselves. What's it going to cost for hosting? What's it going to cost to purchase your theme? Maybe a little bit of graphics and some text. Or how do you go about that? What is somebody looking at for a budget here?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. I think so. I'll kind of do two. There's the baseline, and then there's if you had maybe some special requirements. So basically, it's not that expensive. First, you need a domain name though, and that's one of the things we cover in the course is how to choose that domain name. And as you know, domain names are pretty inexpensive. They're about $10. You shouldn't pay more than $15 a year for a domain name. And then if you need a hosting provider, which is a place, a slice of a server somewhere on the web that your website's going to live on, that people can reach it, and that's called hosting. So you need WordPress hosting, and you can get really good deals on hosting with the domain name included for, $6 a month, right? So, $60 a year approximately, depending. It's a range within there. So that's really inexpensive. And those services, James, you and I know, you just can go in and easily install WordPress. And that's kind of what I showed you how to do in the class. So there's $6 a month for that.
Yeah.
And then the domain name is included. Now, to get a theme, you're probably going to choose a premium theme because it has features already pre-built for you, so you don't have to kind of go back and start with a basic theme and build stuff. And so our theme is $97, and that's a one-time fee. And when you compare that to hiring a designer and paying them a couple grand to design stuff out, that's
you can pay them that for an hour.
Right, exactly. Right. So you get a theme like that, and you turn on stuff. You choose your colors. You maybe upload a header. I mean, that's it, right? That's all you need to get started. And as you do a website, any additional costs is I do sometimes you'll have someone say, I really want a special logo designed, and maybe they have a business card and they had a logo designed and they want to make sure that shows up, the brand shows up on their website, or maybe they have something special like that. Then you can hire a designer for, what would you say, James? I mean, I've seen it for anywhere between $50 and $100 for a really nice header graphic that would go on your site.
Absolutely.
And then so you can, in that way, tweak the site a little bit if you want to. I mean, I think, with a premium theme like ours or some of the other ones, you can get a very nice looking site without that. But I think it's a good idea to invest a little bit if you've got a nice logo. You want it to show up there. So, I mean, we're just talking about $6 a month and couple $100 and you're up and running with a good site that you can update yourself.
That's right.
The beauty of this too is that the last stat I saw is something like 17% of the websites on the internet are WordPress, and it's growing. So the beauty of it is there's no shortage of information about how to do things in WordPress out there. It's everything you can imagine. Any question you have is a Google search away. And if you need more than that, you can always find someone to hire them to help you to build it or to support it. So it's a safe option. It's kind of a good way to go. It's safe.
Don, I can see we're just about out of time. If somebody wanted to take your course, of course, they would just simply head over to the schoolofinternetmarketing.com, and you are their instructor, and they will be in very, very capable hands.
Thanks, James. I really appreciate being on the podcast.
Don, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about the School of Internet Marketing and to get access to all exclusive courses and interviews, visit theschoolofinternetmarketing.com. That's www.theschoolofinternetmarketing.com.